Hello everyone, welcome to the Ask Bess show. How is everyone doing lately through this changing and uncertain time? I am Bess McCarty from Victoria, Kansas, and I am a holistic health practitioner, body-mind therapist, coach. What I really do is personal growth, help people through transformation. I'm a transformational coach, teacher, facilitator, and I help people with their careers, network marketing, help people with health, with relationships, with spiritual issues. For over 30 years now, I've been a coach and counselor, holistic health practitioner. My dream is to be a teacher of and a coach and facilitator of personal growth and transformation to the likes of which have never been done before. And I want to do this through methods that maybe haven't even been invented yet, but methods that including film, games, drama, humor, fun ways of learning, because people learn best when they have fun. And so that's what I do and what I want to do. I do this at the present time as a teacher for network marketers, run a school for network marketers and people who want to make money from home called the MLM Millionaire Academy. Been doing that for over 10 years, and it's producing the best results that I've ever seen in this profession of network marketing. I do this as a coach, a private coach in private work or in group classes. And I'm also facilitated for personal growth at events and transformation and breakthroughs. So this is what I do. And the topic today is don't give up. Now this is a show where you can ask questions below, or you can private message me if you want the questions to be anonymous, and I'll respond to them here on the show, and maybe other people will too. So this is a show where we can sit together every Saturday and Sunday here on Facebook Live on the Bess McCarty page at noon Eastern time. And welcome, Shamala. Glad to see you. So follow Shamala. She's a dear friend, just about always the first one on these shows. And spiritual person, Shamala is also a very wonderful, successful network marketer and a successful person in many areas of her life, including family and business and spirituality. And she happens to be one of the star students in our school. So welcome. And I know Teresa Barone is trying to get on the live right now too. So hi, Teresa, when you do get on. So the topic today, don't give up. First of all, my message to you. I know you're going through things because we're human. That's what life is for, to learn and grow, right? My message is, you matter. I hear you. I'll respond. You're not alone. You're bigger than any problem that is before you. You can become a master problem solver. The solution is always within reach. And I'll help. I have a 4-step problem to solution method I call Real Conversations with Ourselves that I'll share with you in a little bit. First of all, would like to invite some people. And if you know of anybody who can use a boost today, use some company, use some tips, or to share some tips, I'd love if you tag, share with them. Some people share into other Facebook groups that can be watching live right now. Could be about network marketing, could be about personal growth, could be about people who just want company in this time of the pandemic and isolation and uncertainty. And that's why I chose the topic today, don't give up. What I do every week is I look and see, well, what's up for me? What am I learning that I could maybe share with other people, and tips? Because I go through the furnace too. I go through the fires and the testing, and which is what we're going to talk about today. How to have courage, how to have fortitude, strength, hope, and even joy, and humor and fun, and how to make the most of this journey and enjoy it along the way. Bring more love into our life, which I think that's what it's all for. So I'm inviting some people. I invite you to do that too if you like. Remember that you can leave a question below. And if you're watching the replay, I'd love if you type in replay so I can thank you for that. And I'd also love to hear where you're watching from. And what the weather's like there. We've had rainy days here in Victoria, Kansas. This is near my hometown. I grew up on a farm near here. So I'm back to my roots. I came back to help family a few years ago, but I lived in San Diego for 30 years. Well, it's not as crowded here, and the cost of living is much lower. Definitely more rural. I say that I live in a little Mayberry RFD here. The town is 1,000 people, two policemen in town. They're my neighbors, and some great folks here, incredible folks here in Victoria, Kansas. It's kind of in the central northwest Kansas near Hayes, and that's where I grew up, near here on a farm. But now that my son in California has a new baby, I might be moving back there. That's where I lived for 30 years. But boy, it's more hectic there, more people, more higher cost of living and all that stuff in Southern California. Well, all of California. And let's see who has hopped on here. Hello, Estefania, how are you? My goodness, and David, good to see you. And Teresa made it. All right, thanks for checking back, Teresa. And Micah is here, and Francisco's here. Wow. And Mr. Bob Rakowski, Dr. Bob Rakowski. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you. Follow Dr. Bob. He has the cutting edge information on nutrition and what's happening now. You might love his viewpoints. I feel very aligned with you, Dr. Bob, and he has he's a very, very successful person, spoken, highly sought after speaker all over the world, and a person who lives what he teaches as far as health. I like to think that I am too, and have a lot in common with you and guys and your wife Kelly. And of course, your son Jacob, who just had a baby too, Lily. So things are growing, things are happening, aren't they? They're wonderful. So the topic today, I just appreciate each of you who are on here. I just do. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do in the world. Thank you for sharing with people. Thank you for walking your own personal journey. Now, sometimes it can get tough, right? So we're not in it alone. That's what I'm here to do, is to give a message today. You're not in this alone. You might feel discouraged. It might feel tough sometimes. Thank you for all the likes and loves. Does that mean that you relate to what I'm going through? Every week I journal and I say, okay, what is, sometimes, I've been a person in my life that has found that, my goals fairly, I've set out a goal and it's not hard for me to do it. But this month, I don't know, I feel this heaviness, this like the weight on me, and I'm trying to get to my to-do list, and it feels very heavy, like it's hard to get to the things. I just would rather visit with my loved ones. I'd rather watch heart-opening movies than get to my sorting of my papers and preparing my income tax and all this stuff. I'd rather do heart things. I think maybe right brain things more than left brain things. They're hard for me to slug through right now. And also I felt, I have some dreams that of helping people, like I mentioned before, with creating films and games and drama and teaching this way and coaching this way and inspiring people. And I think my dreams are not happening as fast as I wanted, or maybe the way that I wanted to. So sometimes I get discouraged and compare myself with other people and think, what's wrong, Bess, that you aren't farther along and this person has been going farther and faster, and what's wrong with you? But I realize that I cannot compare myself with other people because we're each on a different timetable. We each have a different mission. We're each given different setups and environments because of the things that we need to learn, that we must be learning. We're each be giving different families and personalities and even timetables for our goals. My timetable might be some divine plan bigger than I know. My timetable might be to be in sync with something else that needs to be happening, or people that I need to be working together with, or people ready for what I'm to bring out, or something like that. So we're each good at different things. We in no way can compare. We're each very unique and very precious in our uniqueness and who we are. And let me treasure that. Let me just take the step that's just in front of me. And sometimes when the mountain looks too big for me, many times in my life, when the darn mountain looks too big for me, I focus on just the step in front of me, one thing at a time. I just cleared up a bunch of papers. My least favorite thing to get to is, reading through and sorting out papers and filing, throwing away the ones that should be. They're too old now. And then filing the ones that should be so I can find my clients easier and all in one place, the information all in one place instead of scattered in a few different files and all that. And it takes time to do all that. So I think, okay, all I'm going to do right now is just one little pile in front of me. I can do that. The whole thing might look overwhelming, so I do not look at the whole mountain. I just look at the step in front of me. And that's how Nando Parado walked out of the Andes when the plane crashed. Remember the soccer team that crashed in the Andes for months, and they were stranded, and only a dozen or so of them made it out of maybe 100 people after all of this, and they froze and starved and everything. But 2 people walked out to get help to come back and save the other people. And what they did is, well, first of all, Nando, who led this, focused on his father, getting back to his father because his mother and sister died in the plane crash. So he focused on how heartbroken his father would be if he didn't make it back. He had to make it back. And he just focused on the step in front of him. And when he and his buddy walked out of the Andes, the shepherds who found him and the people who found him said, "You can't have done that. That's humanly impossible." He did the impossible. They did the impossible by just focusing on just the step, just one step at a time. And I think I can do that. I can do one step. Maybe I can't do the whole mountain. Or I can't look at the whole mountain right now. So part of me not giving up on my goals and dreams is just doing the one step. And also letting go of my attachment to getting those goals and dreams. Thank you for the likes and loves. I really appreciate that. And I'm looking for any comments you guys are leaving here too. And Shamala says it's chilly in Johannesburg, South Africa. And Micah, hot, which is, she says, that's good for the virus for it to be hot. And David said, more smog in LA land. Oh, rats. And you'll be smothered with divine love. Oh. I think Shamal was talking about my little granddaughter when I get out there. She says that's the best memories. Oh, my fellow grandmas, Kelly Rakowski, Shamala, and other people here are grandmas. And David says, my coach Dave has 3 products to give you the nutrients for some of the. So he's talking about health here. Thank you, David. And thank you for the little likes, loves, and shares. Some people here share with friends a lot so that they can know about the show too. So I've met new friends this way. Oh boy. So here's a quote that I like from Scott Ross. Every single person is going to be tested. Every single person is going to be tested. If you're at a plateau right now, you're being tested. Just don't let your plateau become your flat line. The end. So, if I trust that life is on my side, that every single thing that happens to me is for my good, and that's been my experience when I look back at my whole life. Take a look and see. Do you find that that's true too? Every single thing that's ever happened to me has been ultimately for my good. Including this time, including the coronavirus hasn't affected anybody I personally know, but I know people that have had this affected, or even lost loved ones in this uncertain financial time. Maybe the virus is trying to teach us how to eat healthier, to let go of the junk food and eat healthier. Maybe it's trying to teach us to save for a rainy day and count on cycles. Don't always think that the up cycle, that it's always going to be summer. There's going to be winter too, where we need to save for winter and prepare for that and not overspend, and have some money saved up for when things hit us. Maybe the virus is trying to teach us how to be in close quarters with loved ones and to keep reaching for love when it's tempting to be snippy or to be intolerant, to keep reaching for love and say, hey, we're on the same team here. We're not opposite each other in the boxing ring. We're actually on the same team. We're playing on the same team. We want the best. We want the best for each other. I'm on your side. You're on my side. Let me treat you like that. Maybe all these things are trying to teach us these things. So my experience is that every single test that he mentioned is for my good. It's for my growth and my involvement and my development. And another cool thing is that I've noticed that the tests that I get are always perfect for me, like they're custom designed for me. And they're never greater than I can handle. They're just perfect for me. They're just right. I don't know how life does that, but I do know one example is the earth is exact distance from the sun to keep us alive here on earth, enough to keep us from freezing. That if we were 1 mile further from the sun, how many eons has the earth been spinning around the sun in exactly, I forget how many miles we are from the sun. Sorry, not good at remembering math numbers, but for eons, the sun has been the perfect distance from the sun. If we were a mile closer, we'd freeze. If we were a mile farther away, mile closer, we'd burn up. If we were a mile farther away, we'd freeze. How does life do that? How does life bring to me exactly what I need and no more? Exactly what I need for my growth to keep me from getting bored, but not too much that it overwhelms me. There'd be no purpose in it. Maybe you've heard me tell the story of when I was a teacher for handicapped kids. I was a house parent. I lived in the house with another house parent, and a director would come every day and work with us, but 2 of us lived with the kids. There was 6 kids in the house that were teenagers, but they had the mentality of about 2 to 4-year-olds. They were handicapped teenagers, mentally and physically handicapped. And what we had to do was we had to set challenges for them, like set up obstacle courses in the backyard and stuff. It was really fun. But we had to measure each of their abilities and design courses for each one of them that would help them to improve a little every day, but not overwhelm them. Or else what would be the purpose, right? Our job was to help them to grow just a little bit beyond where they were every day, but not overwhelm them and not let them get stagnant and not grow or even go backwards in their physical and mental development. And I think that's what life carefully somehow does with each of us. The tests that we get are just right for us. And if I can't look at the whole mountain, I try to look at just the step I'm on, and I say, if I can just prove 1% a day, can I be 1% better today than I was yesterday? Can I do that? I can do that. I can think of one thing, that I can get better at. I can be, kinder to my sister when I feel impatient with her. I can smile at a neighbor when otherwise I might have just walked by on my walk. I can turn and I can smile. I can do that. I can become a little bit better today. I can reach out to one more person on Facebook and give a supportive comment. I can do that. I can grow a little bit today more than yesterday. And if I do 1% a day, how much is that a year? I'm 365 times better, right? That's three whole times better than I am now. It's pretty much. So that's pretty good. I'd love to hear your comments, your questions, your tips. Do you have a takeaway that you've heard so far that you can put into action and use? About giving up, let's see. I have some more things that help me. Sometimes I need to remember to think outside the box, because sometimes not giving up might be open to new ideas, new solutions to whatever you're you're looking at, I'll be chipping away at my goals and chipping away and think, why, 3 years ago I wrote a film for network marketers, and why hasn't that been produced yet? Why hasn't it been produced as fast as I wanted it to be? Well, it's coming. I have some cool films, vignettes, stories, inspirational things for you guys that are coming out, and I may have found the company to do it. If any of you has experience in films or story making, storytelling like that, or connections or tips for producing it, editing, producing, distributing, I'd love to hear that. Maybe we could end up working together. But I've recently taken some steps in it, but I think, why has it been 3 years since originally this film story came through me for network marketers, and there's many more coming through. And why is it taking so long to produce them? I'm not sure. But they're coming. And it might not be on my timetable or the way that I design. Life might have something different in mind for me. And I had a dream last night that showed me that the solution can come from somewhere else I hadn't even imagined that it might come. So don't give up when it looks hard. I do have to give up my attachment to it. I have to give up, like, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. No, I have to let go and relax and leave this into what I call God's hands, if that's a word that you relate to, or divine spirit, or the divine, or life. I have to leave this into the hands of something bigger than me, and see what it wants to do. I have a friend who loves nature and loves listening to nature, and he said it takes seeing and listening to be able to commune with nature. And I feel that way with life and with God and with my goals and projects. First of all, I have to let go of any attachment to them. Then I have to let go of, okay, I'm still going to work toward them, but I have to let go of how or when that they might come out. Just keep focusing on the what and maybe not on the when or the how. So that is what I'm learning as well. And this morning I journaled about the only insurance I really, really have is God. And there have been times in my life as a single person that I wished for a mate who was supportive. And I thought, wow, I really would like someone, or wished for a parent. My father died when I was young, and I think, well, I wish I'd had a daddy, or I could have a daddy now, who was always here, always supportive, always protective, and gave me good advice, was comforting, unconditionally loving, and all that. That's what I really would like as a mate or a parent. My mom passed away 8 years ago. That's one reason I moved back here, to help her. But now, I'm an orphan. I don't have a parent. I don't have a mate at this current time, would like one. But sometimes I wish for someone to take care of me as far as guiding, tell me what to do, what's the best path to go, give me all the support and encouragement and the means to do it. And I thought, wait a minute, Bess, you have all this in God. And the way that God helps me and reaches me, it reaches me through many people. God's hands are many, and God reaches me through many people. But that's what I do have. I do have all these things that I really long for. I have them. And part of me not giving up is sinking into this realization and embracing it, that I have every single thing that I need. Every single thing that I need to do my mission is provided. Every single thing we need for our own good and our well-being is certainly provided for, including the means to stretch and grow. So I do not have to push myself, sacrifice my health and happiness, which I've done all that stuff. I do not have to judge people. I do not have to worry about the future. I do not have to get attached to my goals. I do not have to get discouraged. What I do is every single thing, every day, for God, for the love of God, for the love of God's children, and that's who I serve. And that's what I do That's all I do every day. And yes, I have my goals, and I say my goals, and I work toward them. But if I can do something with love today, then it's been a successful day. Even if I don't reach my goals now or ever, I'm still going to work as much as I can toward them, but not to the sacrifice of relationships or health anymore. Hey, welcome, Mary. Glad to see you. And welcome, Rick. Now let's see what Micah says. I understand that I've lost my parents young also. I'm sorry, Micah. But we're still given what we need, don't we? Gosh, that's so hard. And David says, I believe God never tests us. God never gives any challenges we can't overcome with God's help. God has our front, and our closest friends have our back. I like that, David. Thank you very much. And so many likes and loves, you guys. Thank you so much. And David, I know someone who has made a film. I could introduce you. Thank you, David. I have a friend that's going to help me automate my business. Not today. We can if we set the intention, Shamala, if we set the intention to operate on a higher frequency than yesterday. Yeah, I like that. That I'm going to operate higher. And to me, that my measure of frequency is how much do I love? How much do I love and serve? Can I improve that, including loving myself? And David says, look at the end, that focus where you are. Yeah, we have to work at the end from where we are. That's why I'm sorting out all my darn papers and everything. Okay, thank you for your tips, comments. Shamala, I lost my dad 19 years ago and lost my best friend. Oh, that is so hard. Do you ever have dreams with people you've lost? I have a lot of them with my mom. Sometimes with my little dog, who I lost a year ago, who has had him 15 years. It's just like he was just a part of me. Somehow I don't think that we actually lose them. They just change. They translate into something different. They transform into something different. Yes, I do. Thank you, everybody. I just so appreciate you being here and sharing this time. Thank you for hearing my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours. Did something today resonate with you? Do you relate? Do you have a tip that you can share with people? Do you have a question? I'd love to hear all of that. Let's see. What gifts can I bring you? A lot of times on Saturdays, I like to talk about network marketing. Jeffrey David Gamble and I teach in our school, the MLM Millionaire Academy, the best methods that I know for helping people get their businesses growing fast especially at this time, because sometimes it's crucial for people to get things going fast at home right now, or to help other people who need to. So we made a webinar a few weeks ago called How to Stay Positive and Profitable in Tough Times for people looking to make an income from home. And I'll post that for you. It's a free 90-minute webinar. It's really, really good, you guys. And something you can share with people who may be not familiar with network marketing and are looking to make an income from home. And so this is how to do it if you're in network marketing or if you're looking at network marketing. So I'll post that for you. And information about our school if you'd like to join us. It's super inexpensive and affordable. Every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 90-minute lesson that's recorded. And we have live coaching section in there too. What else? We're conducting trainings for people's teams right now as a donation. Jeff and I are. So we have worked with over 300 people in Nigeria recently who've just become very dear to me. They've become friends on Facebook and said that this really boosted their businesses ahead. Be glad to do that for your team too. Just private message me. I'm going to come back tomorrow, every Saturday and Sunday. So on Sunday it's more personal growth. Saturday I try to make more network marketing, and Sunday more personal growth. Those are my two areas that I love and teach in as a coach and teacher. Thank you for sharing. You are amazing. Thank you, Micah, for being here. Thank you each. Gonna sign off. I'll post those things for you. Love to keep the discussion going. Love to hear from you. We'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern Time. Take care. Bye-bye.